You guys most likely know the pundit Chris Wallace over on Fox News, who is probably the most hard hitter over on Fox News. However, he's still a Republican and still defends Fox News and Republicans to death. But he will most of the time deliver a tough question. But if you really want to see him get beat down, you can see his interview with Bill Clinton. The dude is just fucking panicking in his seat, dying, going crazy. But anyway, so today we're going to support him. So he has been shitting on Trump because, of course, when the media gets attacked, people with spines and actual souls will defend themselves instead of falling in line with them, like we saw with the Jewish thing. But so Chris Wallace was talking to Reince Priebus, who I believe is the chair of the RNC, and here's what Chris Wallace said. He says, "You don't get to tell the press what to do." And that's true, you don't get to tell them, because the press's job is to cover what's going on. And if they're quoting what you're saying and what you're doing and the things that they're reporting is true and it's not fake news, you can't just call them fake news. You can't tell them, hey, shut your mouth, like Steve Bannon said. You can't do that. And if Obama did that for 1 fucking second, imagine how much the Republicans would have their outrage going fucking crazy, dude. Especially Fox News. When we're supporting Fox News because they're in the defense, I don't even know what to say. What kind of political spectrum are we on? Where are we in our political society? What is it? We're defending Fox News here. Chris Wallace. Anyways, so here's what Talking Points memo says. They say Fox News host Chris Wallace on Sunday pressed White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus to explain President Donald Trump's comment that the press is the enemy of the American people. So again, he's been saying that the press is the enemy of the American people, but really, the press is the enemy of Donald Trump and his cabinet because they're just eviscerating him. He said that the fake media, not certain stories, the fake media are an enemy to the country. We don't have a state-run media in this country. That's what they have in dictatorships, Wallace told Priebus on Fox News Sunday. So yeah, so if you really want a contrast from, let's say, Stalin-led communistic dictatorship where all they do is just praise Stalin on the news, you need a free press. Plus, it follows the First Amendment, of course. First of all, you have to have it with the First Amendment. Number two, for a democracy to actually function as a real democracy, you have to have a free press. Otherwise, they're not going to counterbalance. Number three, the executive branch can't just decide to override all of the checks and balances and say, fuck the media. And no, I'm not unprincipled on this matter. In fact, I say I'm actually for leaks on everybody because it's a democracy. You're educating the people on what's going on and what the information is. So it doesn't change the information of the leaks. So I'm for leaks on both sides. I don't care. Leak Bernie Sanders, leak Hillary Clinton, leak Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck. Just leak it. Anyways, other than that, of course, I think that trying to control the media is a very stark contrast to a democracy and how it's legitimately supposed to be run. But that seems to be a little less of a priority, let's say, for Donald Trump. But here's what Priebus responded by calling unsourced stories about turmoil inside Trump's administration total garbage. So if you're going to make those claims, it can be fine in certain cases, but it seemingly is sourced. Maybe it's very obscure sources, no doubt, but you being very insecure about it makes me very concerned about your insecurity, and it makes me very intrigued. I believe that you're kind of, maybe it's true, maybe you are, maybe that's why you're getting all defensive and all sensitive about it. But they go on, if you're going to come out with the story that says Russian spies are talking to your campaign, my God, he said, I mean, I think you should in some cases, or in most cases, actually have a named source. So Michael Flynn did speak to the Russian ambassador. So this isn't a conspiracy. It happened. So Reince, just because you're saying whatever you're saying doesn't make it true. And the press cannot be controlled by President Trump. And I think almost everyone would agree with that, except for, of course, diehard Trump supporters. Even McCain is coming out. And I'm not going to harrow McCain because he's voted on almost every one of his fucking cabinet picks except for Scott Pruitt. But the point here is you can't control the media, Trump. And thank you, Chris Wallace, for going after it, I guess.